role making judicial appointments? Or does your role naming judges in any way undermine judicial independence in a way that you can see?
Well, I don't think it undermines judicial independence in the sense that this has been it is part of the political it's been a political responsibility, if you will, to name judges. And then once we name judges, we have erected a system in which my joke with people whom I'm calling to tell they've been appointed to the bench is that I'll never call you again, and that's true unless I'm raising them to the Court of Appeal, but that's true, and we have created an architecture. I've worked very hard with the current Chief Justice of Canada, Richard Wagner, to really anchor that idea of judicial independence within the structure of government structures. So I don't think the independence part is a problem, and there's also a responsibility on the part of the Canadian electorate to vote in or vote out governments if they don't like the way we have chosen judges. The first part of the question is more delicate, and there I have to be careful in terms of the process. And I think we've put in place a good process where there are judicial appointment committees that work hard, that make their recommendations, and then I take those recommendations and we do further consultations that do not take any partisanship into account. And then we go further to look at. I recommend these names, and then we see what else is out there. But I don't feel, quite frankly, that being a member of a political party or a donor works for or against someone. It's just a data point that I need to have before I make that final recommendation to cabinet. And once again, it's a cabinet decision. So there is a role for others around the cabinet table to play in voicing concerns or considerations. So so that's part of it. The other part is if there is I have been a part of the legal community in Montreal, but also across Canada for the last 35 years, and I do have, because of my teaching, it's the same for you, Robert. If you do the math, a couple of hundred people a year adds up over 20 or 25 years. And so there's a swath of people, mainly in Canada, who I still remember a great deal about, and who are what I would call, my professional acquaintances. Now, that's something I have to navigate. I recently had a ruling this week from the Ethics Commissioner, well, earlier, but the decision was published this week from the Ethics Commissioner on a candidate, and that's helped me orient myself in terms of decisions moving forward, and confirm my instincts moving backwards. There will be at some point people who are my friends in the very real sense who I am too close to and I would not be able to appoint. And we will use another process if we ever get to that point. So it's something you have to have a fair bit of caution on your part to try to beware that you may have blind spots. I've had some good chats with Lionel Smith on this because he's written on it, and it's important to keep that. It's important to keep those issues in view, and be willing to listen to someone who says, mate, are you too close to this person? And you have to step back and think, am I? And you go through a set of reflections, and hopefully you get to the right answer. You've got the Ethics Commissioner if you need an external opinion.
We've got time for one last question, and I'm going to pick a